So today I'm going to be doing a problem for my Chapter 3 Teach It video from Chapter 3, Section 2A, Problem 19. Problem 19 says, illustrate 8 minus 5 equals 3 using each of the following models. And so we are going to be looking at the model of Part A, take away, Part B, missing added, Part C, comparison, Part D, number line. And it's going to be, our main problem is going to be 8 minus 5 equals 3. And so for our first model, which is takeaway. So for the takeaway, I'm simply going to draw a picture to help me with this. So I'm going to draw 8 circles. So I originally have 8 circles, but I want to take 5 away, so taking away. So I'm going to simply cross out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to count how many I have left since I took away 5, which would be 1, 2, 3. Which would mean that this takeaway model would show 8 minus 5 equals 3. Now we're going to move on to Part B, which is our missing added. So for missing added, we're basically going to be working backwards. So I'm going to write equals 8, and it's basically going to be, and I already know I have a 3 or a 5, but I'm going to choose the 5 because it's part of the first part of the equation. So 5. So now I have 5 plus what equals 8. And there are a number of different ways that one could figure out how to solve 5, what plus 5 equals 8. But I am just going to know it off the top of my head. And so I know that 5 plus 3 equals 8. And so that would be how you would use the missing added in order to solve the problem, which elementary schoolers could do, knowing their basic mental math. Now we're going to do C, which is the comparison model. So the comparison model, I'll erase this one. The comparison model is going to be, I'm going to start again with 8. This time I will draw 8 squares. So as you can see, I have 8 squares. Next, I'm going to draw 5 because that is my next number in the first part of the problem. So I'm going to draw 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So along with my 8 squares, I have the 5 circles. And I can see that these would line up. And so then what I would see is I would see that these 3 squares have no pairs. So that would show the difference, which would be 3 squares. So that would be, once again, showing 8 minus 5 equals a difference of 3. Our last model is going to be a number line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a number line. And for this number line, I really only need to have 8 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll just label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So for the number line, my first part of the problem is starting at an 8. So I'm going to start here at an 8, and I can just draw a black mark or a circle or whatever the student would want to draw. I'm going to start at 8. Since I'm subtracting, I'm going to move this way. I'm going to move backwards on the number line instead of moving forward, which would be used for addition, but we're using subtraction for this. So I know that I'm going to start at 8, and I'm taking away 5. So that means I'm going to want to jump back 5 spots. So I'm starting at 8, and I'm physically going to make my marker jump with me. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that right there shows that I would land on the 3. And so that shows right there that 8 minus 5 equals 3 using the number line model.